Hello and welcome to my 21st water review for YouTube. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2018, and this week I will be reviewing the third place position on my community poll. This is another Canadian water, but it is unique Canadian water. This one is called Honey Water. Now, Honey Water is a relatively small company and I believe to be relatively new as well. But despite that, Honey Water's website was very, very good. They had a ton of information about their social initiatives and their environmental initiatives. Not a whole lot about their company history, but a ton of information about why this water exists. And what I love about that is there's a ton of social initiatives like their community outreach and environmental initiatives like the fact that bees are dying at an alarming rate, and a lot of the money, or a portion of the money from their profits goes towards helping protect the bees. Honey Water also works with North American bee farmers to make sure their impact on the bee colonies is minimal. On their website, right at the beginning, they have interesting facts about honey and bees in general. One fact that I found interesting was that 1 of every 3 bites of food depends on the honeybee. Just something to think about. Moving on to the bottle design and materials. Surprisingly, the plastics are very nice. The cap is fairly good, the plastic, and the bottle is also quite good. The label design is also very nice. I love the bee theme and the honeycomb at the bottom with the bees brought in all around. Overall, really nice design of the label. However, one thing I don't like about the label is, again, like 2 weeks ago, I believe, it's a little crinkly. Also, they do include a nutrition label, but not a mineral table, and I will get to why I believe there's no mineral table in a second. Moving on to the taste and smells. Wow, the smell, the honey note that you get is very strong, but it's authentic because they use true honey. You do get a little bit of the lemon. They do add lemon juice to this water. And you do get a little bit of the lemon juice as well. Moving on to the taste. Absolutely delicious. The honey sweetens it just enough, and the lemon juice gives it a lemoniness that makes it almost like a honey-flavored lemonade. Now, I mentioned that it's a honey-flavored lemonade because on their website, they describe honey water as a water beverage, not a true water, and this is a problem I had with cucumber water as well. Honey water, as described on their nutrition facts, has 110 calories in it. Not something typically you find in water. Also, I believe that most of those calories come from the 24 grams of sugar included in this water. Now I understand it's supposed to be honey flavored and honey has sugar in it, but to include this with waters like Smart Water and Icelandic water and Voss I don't think it's fair. If this was included in the lemonade aisle, I would completely understand, but to have it in with the other waters is unacceptable, and therefore it's hard to compare it to those waters. So going over my final scores. The company history and interestingness I find super interesting, and they get full points in this category. Their cause is incredible, and it shows on their website that it's really all about the bees and the honey. They have great environmental and social and community outreach, which scores them points where they would be lacking in company history. On the bottle design and materials front, plastics are quite good, and the label design and bottle design is also quite nice. However, the crinkliness and the lack of mineral table lose it points in this category. Also, where honey water loses points is in taste. Smelling notes and taste are absolutely delicious. I love the authentic honey smell and a little bit of lemon, but it tastes like a lemonade, not like a water. And therefore, just because you have water as your first ingredient does not necessarily make it a water, and I do not believe that it is fair to have this in the water aisle, and therefore it loses a ton of points in taste. In terms of, also by this way, the scores, for company history and interestingness, it gets 2.5 out of 2.5 points. For bottle design and materials, it gets 2 out of 2.5 points. And for taste, because I believe it's more of a lemonade than a water, it only gets 1 out of 4 points in this category. Also, in value, they only get half a point out of 1. This 355 milliliter bottle is $2.39, which is expensive in general, but I would be okay with it if I knew how much of that money was going towards their environmental and social outreach and initiatives. But on their website, they just mention that a portion of the profits go towards their environmental programs, and therefore it's hard to justify that inflated price without knowing. So, final score, 6 out of 10. Pretty good, sort of middle of the road, but I love everything about honey water, but I believe that just like cucumber water, it would get full points if it was in the lemonade aisle and if I was reviewing it as a lemonade. But to have it in the water aisle, I do not believe it's a fair comparison to the other waters. And therefore, that's why it gets such a low score. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's review. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and recommend other waters you would like me to review. Next week we will have the final water in my community poll, which I believe got 0 points. Maybe it got 1. Also, you all seem to have really enjoyed my Evian water review. It's now over 200 views. So thank you, keep sharing, and I will see you next week. Thank you all for watching.